What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. So, we live in a world of acceptance, especially when it comes to now. I mean, sexuality is out there. People can be, trans, cis, gender neutral, gender specific, binary, non-binary. I don't even know what these things mean, but the world is accepting people as they come. And that typically is what you see, especially in the public sector and in the private sector. You see it. The issue comes with people who are devout or rich. Okay. And these people, and you're always going to have these people who are uber successful and they live their life by, I would say, more conservative and discrete values. It's more rigid or finite. And to be honest, and people are wealthy due to many different lifestyles, but that is typical of really successful people. We want to try to be like the people in general. If we want to be rich and successful, people who live rigid, boring, mundane lifestyles that are productive, and there are certain rules that must be adhered to in order for you to be like that. Now, such is the same thing for these people and their children. Most successful people who are very educated have strict rules for their kids and their wives and who their kids come across. Now, a lot of people are making a lot of money in today's world, doing different sorts of businesses that, typical people didn't do. For example, let's say the business of YouTube. You can be a YouTuber and be a weed smoker on YouTube, smoke weed on YouTube, and make $500,000 a month. And that would allow you to move next door to somebody who actually owns, let's say, a hedge fund. You might be in the same neighborhood as a person that is a dermatologist. But at the same time, you're not the same people, although you have the money. One thing about having money is something. Having class is something else. And I'm not saying that people who are in the entertainment industry don't work hard, even in the black elites, the Jack and Jills. They don't like people who come from the entertainment world because they feel like they are classless. And anybody can get rich in entertainment, but you don't have 4 generations going to Harvard, right? So I started to say this. Here you have this person that is an OnlyFans model, okay? OnlyFans model, Caucasian lady, posed for Playboy. She lives in Florida. Her name is Sarah Blake Cheek. She has been on Playboy. She has made quite a living with her explicit content. And of course, she would like to live in a neighborhood that is equivalent to her earnings. That's most people. Most people, no matter what their social class is, if you make a lot of money, you're going to want to live in the places with the most resources. So that takes you into places that have resources. So what happens is that she took her child or children to this community. Now, I don't believe, or I don't know if she is married. She may be a single mom. And again, that might be something else, okay? Because if she's a single mom going into elite neighborhoods, people do look at that, all right? But now, what happens is that she has 4 kids. She moves her kids to this neighborhood, and then the parents want her out of the school. She's been suspended from school, and the reason why is this: she's going to a private school, okay? A private school. The family found out that she's doing sex scenes, topless, and here's something that they don't want. They don't want their kids in the same school as her. They don't want that, okay? They don't want that. What they're saying is, I don't want my kids next to this lady's kids where you don't have the same values as me. And y'all might feel like that's messed up, right? Why did y'all move away? And we're going to talk about this in Black America. Why have many of us moved away from the inner city? The reason why many of us have moved away from the inner city, because why? We don't want our kids growing up with the people in the inner city, although we still black. We would do anything to keep our families away from those in the inner city. That's something that we don't want to talk about, but it's the truth, okay? And as much as she earned that money legally, those people who are successful don't want to be seen with that. And she had been previously banned from her own kids' football games. Those people don't want her there. And you think that things would change in 2023, but the more things change, the more we find out that they stay the same. Elite people. We could talk about it in many different cases. A lot of whites, Asians, Indians. There's a reason why wherever they go, they don't deal with certain folks. They're not intermarrying. I mean, you see it in Africa. It's the reason why for most time, if you're a white man, you bring a black woman home from Africa or from America, you know what time it is. Folks not happy with that. Okay? We know the rules. And the rules are that whoever you want to be around, you need to be like them. And it can be unfortunate for certain people. But a lot of the folks who are in the adult industries, there's still pockets of America, especially in the Bible Belt South. They don't want anything to do with you. And they're just going to talk because they have money. And it's a private school. That's the point of earning. Like I said, when you have a private business, private schools, you can pull your weight around like this. You can't do it in the public sector. But there are people out there that don't want these folks around their kids. And what folks need to think about is this. Before you take your kids somewhere else and you think it's okay, you need to think about, what do people think about what I do? Because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. And I think that there's a difference between discrimination and freedom of association. People are wanting to associate with folks like them. And people don't want their brands to be tainted. For this school, hey, your OnlyFans model, you're doing porn. It's not a good look for our situation. Sorry. You need to go. We're not going to lower our particular beliefs and things for you. And her son is doing good in public school. I mean, it's unfortunate that it happened, but you're gonna see this. Like, there are parts of America that are still very conservative, and the people that are doing this, I can guarantee you, they're not 60 or 70. These are people 50 and below that still feel like this. Just like many people don't want that are rich hanging around the poor. You want to talk about discrimination? Get amongst a room full of rich people. Who are they afraid of hanging around them? The poor. People in the middle class. Rich people know they can't relate to them. So that's why they don't live by them. That's why you'll never find millionaires with friends that don't have a lot of money. It's two different lifestyles. It's the truth. The rich people that I know don't have one poor friend, unless somebody in their family and they never go by there. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.